Hello and welcome to Balanced Existence. I'm so happy to be with you for another Twin Flame Collective tarot reading and energy update. As I have said before, please be sure that you are not over relying on external content or egoic validations on the twin flame journey. As difficult as the journey can be, please make sure that the amount of time you take receiving external content is matched with the amount of time that you are taking to go inward and spend time with yourself, because ultimately you have within all of the answers that you need, and your intuition will get you there. And these readings are just meant to be like signposts along your journey, but ultimately you get to choose which messages resonate and which direction you'd like to go in life. So with that being said, I am starting off this reading with the Seven of Cups. And so I'm picking up on this energy of feeling like you are deciding between many different avenues of life. It's also accompanied by the Five of Swords and also the Seven of Pentacles. So both Seven of Cups and Seven of Pentacles, I feel like we have gotten these in previous readings recently. It's this energy of feeling like a decision needs to be made. And because it's accompanied by the Five of Swords, I'm picking up on a collective that is in a separation with their twin flame. You may have been in one, or you may have just recently entered one. And so it can kind of be this energy of now what? Like the separation has happened and there are 100 forks in the road in front of me and I don't know which path to take. And ultimately, the moon is here too. That's very interesting. So it's like this underlying sense of uncertainty or mystery. And we also have the Nine of Swords, which is super interesting as well, because this is a bit specific, but I'm painting this picture here, and it's basically showing me that, you may feel like, one might think that needing to make a decision means that you have a lot of opportunities or choices to choose from, which is a result of the natural abundance of life. However, because the Nine of Swords is here and the moon, I'm feeling like there's still this anxiety and disappointment revolving around the Five of Swords separation that you have encountered or endured with your twin flame. And so these options are not exciting to you in this moment. And I'm getting chills channeling into this. I feel like I have to say every time I get chills, because I feel like it's really meaningful and it kind of makes the message come across stronger, because it is feeling so strong for me right now. But it's kind of this sense of disappointment that, like, none of these 100 forks in the road matter if it's not with my twin flame, right? Like, it's kind of this attachment of, like, one person might think, why aren't you more excited? Like, you've encountered this separation. You may even have friends or family telling you, like, oh, good, you separated from that person. Like, they were never good for you. Now you're single, you're free, you have infinite possibilities of how your life can go. But, like, you can't shake this Nine of Swords energy that is just so unfulfilled and disappointed with how things turned out. So I really want to seek guidance on how we can turn around from this and pivot that mindset. Ultimately, with the moon here, I mean, this is a really significant message, reminding you that, just to allow things to unfold. You don't need to rush into making decisions or, force yourself into some path because you feel like that's what you're supposed to be doing or that's what other people are recommending. It really emphasizes that, like, because the moon is your intuition, your subconscious side, like, that side of you always exists. The goal is not to pass that by and get to the point where the sun is up and we have clarity and direction, right? Like, there is beauty in the darkness of the night. There's beauty in the moon. And even if the part of us, that egoic side that wants to control things, may not want to receive the moon card, right? Like, you want the sun, you want the decisions to be made, you want abundance and all of these great things to just be like right in front of you. Like, you want these external outcomes, these specific external outcomes. And the egoic side of us that wants to feel like we're in control is going to look at the moon card and perhaps think, I don't want to go through that. Like, especially if you're coming off of a separation with your twin flame, you're already maybe feeling a lot of heartbreak, a lot of disappointment, a lot of anxiety. The message to have to dig deep can be extremely overwhelming and daunting. You may not feel like you want to uncover your subconscious fears and hidden truths. You don't want to navigate through uncertainty. You want answers. Especially the twin flame journey will really trigger your ego to no end. And so you will feel this internal battle of like the part of you that, like, your highest self that feels unconditional love, and then the part of you that is your ego that wants control and certainty. It's like an internal battle, which it's reminding me of the quote of like the two wolves within you, and it's like, which wolf wins? And the answer is like the one that you feed. That's a paraphrasing of the quote, but it's also interesting because on this moon card, there's the imagery of two wolves. So I'm actually going to look up the symbolism of a wolf because I feel like that will be significant. But just to finish this thought, like, if you are in this battle with your ego, and I'm getting chills again, the moon card is very significant for you. It's not one for you to pass by, or like glaze over. I'm just hearing really strongly that your angels and spirit guides want you to really take this message to heart of the moon. And I'm getting chills again. Okay, so with the wolf symbolism, and then I have another interpretation of this moon card that I really want to share as well. Okay, yes, the wolf symbolism is loyalty, strength, intelligence, freedom, wise teachers and pathfinders, leadership, and then community, family, friendship, as well as curiosity. So this is kind of those aspects of yourself that you should be nurturing and feeding right now. So what are you curious about? Like, what is it that you want to obtain more wisdom and intelligence about? Because this is the wisdom that you're going to be able to pass down through generations. Like, and that's where that loyalty and family comes in, like really strong family bonds. It may be hard to think about right now when you're in a separation, but ultimately, if you desire a strong family unit and relationships and friendships filled with loyalty and a deep sense of community, like within a wolf pack, then that's all going to come from, following your intuitions, your instincts to learn more about that which you are curious about. And then that's how you're going to start building, a sense of resourcefulness, the ability to adapt to challenging situations and gain resilience and and to be a leader as well. And okay, the other interpretation I wanted to give about the moon card is you may be somebody who looks at the moon card and it excites you. And I'm also picking up on Scorpio energy, so you may be somebody who's very like sun, moon, rising, however it resonates in your chart, if you have it prominent in your chart. or even if you don't and this just resonates, then it's for you. But you may be somebody who is very adept at digging deep into things, especially internally, like in your own self-growth and transformation. You may be, this is a very specific example, but like you may be somebody who's always been into like self-help is kind of an outdated term, but like self-transformational, self-growth books. Like that may be something that you've always been drawn to because you've always sought to grow and learn and develop as a individual. So if that's the case, then this moon card, and I'm getting chills again, is like you have an advantage because you see the moon card as something that's positive and something that's exciting, right? Like going back to that curiosity of the wolf, like you actually are curious about digging deep. So even amidst a twin flame separation, 9 of Swords, like it just motivates you to dig deeper within, right? And we basically all encounter either perspective, right? The perspective of us that doesn't want to dig deep and just wants that egoic satisfaction and the external outcome that we've been craving, and the part of us that goes through something difficult and then is inspired and motivated to dig deep and learn about ourselves more and uncover like uncover the depths of our soul, like to a greater degree. So this doesn't have to be like some people are like one way, some people are another. Like you likely have experienced both perspectives at some point on your journey. And so some of the collective is going to resonate with one or the other at this time. If you are not currently open to digging deep because you're just feeling a lot of egoic impatience and disappointment, then I would like to channel into what we can do to kind of pivot our energy and allow us to look at this 7 of Cups and 7 of Pentacles energy as something that's going to be an opportunity for abundance rather than something that's feels like meaningless or not aligned with what we want, but rather to look at it as an opportunity and a abundance of choices, which is a blessing. So we have the 2 of Wands and the 3 of Wands. So this is definitely about that initial phase of planning, right? Like that beginning period of a project where you've made some progress, but you have further progress, further expansion, further planning that's ahead of you. And it's also like a period, a phase where you are exploring the opportunities, right? Like, you know, the 7 of Cups paired with the 2 and 3 of Wands, it's like you're in the beginning stages of figuring out, like, what are my choices? Which ones align to me? And I'm getting chills. And we're also getting the 3 of Swords. And I'm really picking up on this energy of, like, allowing yourself to be in the beginning phases of something. You know, not feeling like, oh, when am I going to get to the point where I decide which of the 7 cups I want, right? Like, because if you're looking at the 7 of Cups card and you're seeing all these little 7 options in the clouds and you're thinking, oh, when am I going to get to the point where I pick one, I focus on it, and I get the outcome? It's like, it's defeating the whole purpose of the journey, especially the twin flame journey, where we're meant to be finding inner peace and love in the now moment, right? So with the 3 of Swords especially, which is a very like heartbreak and like emotional kind of stage that we're setting here, I'm strongly getting the message to allow yourself to be in this heartbreak, right? Like be in this energy of not knowing exactly where things are going to take you, but just allowing it to be where it is right now. Because ultimately that's the whole secret of this journey, is like, that's the key, is that you are acknowledging, okay, I'm at a 2 or I'm at a 3 on this journey from ace to 10, right? Like the 2 and 3 of Wands, the 3 of Swords, like, this is the beginning phases. And why are we trying to jump to the 10 of Swords where we're, letting go of a chapter? Like, it's okay to be at the 3 of Swords right now. If we're sequentially thinking about the chronological progression of, the numerology of the tarot deck. So the advice from your angels and spirit guides is to welcome your current state with open arms, unconditional love. And I'm getting chills because ultimately that's the source of inner peace and inner love that we're talking about. I'm getting chills again. Like, this is such a strong message. Like, this is key. And we're going inward, right? We're going into our subconscious, our intuition. I'm getting chills again. This is relating us back to the moon's message, right? Like, to go inward, to go deeper. Like, what parts of us don't want to accept where we're at right now? Because that's the rocks we need to be looking under, metaphorically, right? Like, that's the hidden truths and the subconscious fears that we need to be overturning and bringing into the light of realizing, before I rush to make these decisions, can I just sit in this energy of being at that phase where I'm exploring possibilities and I'm beginning to kind of plan what I might want out of life, but I don't have a decision yet. I don't have all of the progress done. What's so bad about being at that phase right now? So, wow. And then we also have the 3 of Cups. So I'm feeling like I'm getting chills again. And I'm just feeling like, oh, and actually we have 3 of Wands, 3 of Swords, and 3 of Cups. So that's 333. So that's an angel number. I'm going to get into that in a second. But it's this feeling of, yeah, I'm just really strongly getting like acceptance is huge for you right now. Like, amidst your egoic frustrations and disappointments and the heartbreaks and the anxiety of your separation, and I'm getting chills again, like, lean into the 3s, like the 3 out of 10 on your journey. Like, don't just feel like, well, I'm not at the 10 of Cups, I'm not at the 10 of Swords, I'm not at the 10 of Wands, whatever it may be. I'm not at that, end of that cycle. Like, why do we want to be at that end of that cycle, right? Like, why would we want to jump ahead? And interestingly enough, the 10 of Wands and the 10 of Swords, which I'm not having pulled, but I'm just kind of comparing, those aren't even necessarily positive cards anyway, right? Like, the 10 of Wands is about being overburdened by responsibilities and having to put in a lot of hard work. And then the 10 of Swords is about feeling like a complete, like rock bottom and, a ending of a painful betrayal, right? So, like, I think the 3s are not so bad, right? But I mean, the point that I'm getting at here is that I'm picking up from the collective a lot of feeling that we need to rush ahead. And that's just so against what your angels and spirit guides are trying to point you towards. Like, if you're hearing this message, it's because there is beauty and success of your journey found in accepting where you're at right now, pausing and like reflecting on how you feel about where you're at, like always bringing it back to the feelings, and going inward to bring light to any negative, fears or feelings or beliefs. So, and then, yes, so then with the 3 of Cups, I didn't fully touch on that, but I'm picking up on, like, as a result of this, learning to accept where we're at, even if it is in a beginning phase of a particular chapter of our journey. It's like learning how to celebrate, right? Like where we're at right now, and like celebrating the little wins. Like, oh, I journaled today, or I meditated today, and I discovered something really profound, and I wrote about it and I released it. Like, that is a huge win, right? Like, it may seem like a little win, but like let's really embrace that and celebrate it. And so as a result, like, you're going to start attracting the friendships in the community that is going to bring a lot of joy and positive feeling and love, right? So the other thing I want to talk about is the 333, and I want to read this so that you can hear and feel what resonates. So the number 333 is a call to creativity and to trust in one's intuition. Ooh, I got chills. So back to the moon card, the intuition, like going inward. And like I said at the beginning of this reading, and I try to reiterate in each reading, like, the amount of time you're taking to consume external content or look for those kind of clickbaity videos that are like telling you you're going to reach reunion with your twin flame and telling you it's going to happen in 7 days. Like, that's not the point of the twin flame journey. And it's actually a egoic distraction. It's like an egoic trap. So, right, like, the point of the twin flame journey is very much inward focused. And I'm getting chills again. It's not about the twin flame. Ultimately, you will get to a point where you recognize that it's not really about ending up with the twin flame. It's about union within the self, which I've talked about in other videos. If this is a concept that's really interesting to you and that you want to grasp more, please comment. I will channel into this more because it's key. It's the key part of the twin flame journey. So when we're getting these messages in the tarot for these twin flame energy updates that are telling us to trust your intuition, this is why I get chills, because this is the whole point. You're supposed to be learning yourself better. You're not meant to be planning, waiting, wishing for reunion with this other person, right? So let's see what else I can channel about 333. It's support from your spirit guides. Yeah, so the creativity that they're telling you to kind of foster or nurture. I'm hearing the message to follow your passions, kind of like how we were talking about the wolf and following your curiosity. If there is something creative in your life that you are drawn to, art, music, business, tarot, whatever, follow that, because that's what's going to lead you to growth. That's what's going to lead you to balance in your relationships, your finances, your career. That's what's going to lead you to union with self. So take the intuitive nudges that you get seriously. I mean, with an open, lighthearted aura about them, but don't allow them to pass you by. And then lastly, your spirit guides are supporting you. As I said, it's this divine communication and spiritual alignment, right? So you are spiritually aligned with your highest path. Trust your inner wisdom when you're making decisions, and that's what's going to get you aligned with your highest timeline in your physical world, in your physical 3D reality. That's the message in terms of 333 and your spiritual guidance. Okay, so I think that that's kind of a good ending place, but I do want to pull a couple of oracle cards. Let me know if anything resonated. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. So, okay, I'm going to pull from the Sacred Geometry Oracle. We've got Alchemy. Wow, that's very powerful. I'm getting chills again. So this is the number 8. So the 8 might be a number of significance for you lately. It says, the frequency of alchemy activates our magical ability and remembrance of the magic that we all hold inside. Each one of us has the potential to access the ancient knowledge that allowed the true alchemist to perform the miracles of transmutation. This is extremely powerful. I'm getting chills because ultimately, when you go from heartbreak to celebration, I'm getting chills again. Like, I don't just get chills all the time, by the way. Like, this happens very much when I'm channeling, because it's something that is super significant and meant to find you in this collective if you're listening to this. This isn't just like a coincidence if you've come across this video. So, like alchemy's, traditionally like referred to as transforming metal into gold, right? So in a more esoteric sense, it's having to do with the more magical transformations and like the concept that magic is as real as we allow ourselves to believe that it is. So, when you're having those moments of pausing and reflecting on where you're at and challenging yourself to be fulfilled at your exact current state, like in the power of this now moment, that's where you kind of step on that path. I'm seeing a surfboard like going through like a tunnel, like when the wave forms a tunnel. I'm not a surfer, I don't know the term, but I'm just kind of seeing like it's not just like a path. It's not just that challenging yourself to celebrate the current moment is a path. It's like a smooth, like surfing, gliding across the ocean. It's like going with the flow of the wave, going with the flow of the ocean. I'm seeing it like that imagery just came to me. But that is like the path to the magic of alchemy, right? Because you're in the moment, you're embodying in real time, like, oh, okay, instead of just feeling like where I'm at isn't good enough, I'm going to just completely do a 180 and celebrate exactly where I'm at right now. Like, that is literally, or metaphorically, going from metal to gold, right? Like, taking that moment to sit and like, meditate on this and breathe on this and see where you're at and try to zoom out your perspective. I'm hearing like your angels wish that you could see it from their perspective, like when they look at you and they look at your progress on your journey and they're just so filled with unconditional love and so proud of you. I'm getting chills again. Like when you can tap into that source energy love, that is that like riding that wave into like the higher timeline of magic. So, wow, that was a very powerful imagery that came at the end of this reading. I want to do one more thing, which is pull some of my astrology cards. I haven't done this in a while, and I think it's kind of fun. Let me know if you are listening to the end right now and you enjoy like the astrology pulls, because I feel like I enjoy pulling them, and I would love to know if it resonates with you. So let's see what we get. Wow, we have the Scorpio card, and I totally talked about that. That was the only sign I talked about in this whole reading. So the Scorpio, when I was talking about the moon, Scorpio energy is strong here. So again, you could be a sun or a Scorpio sun, moon, or rising, or however it resonates in your chart. And let's see if we can pull something else. We're also getting Mars. So of course, that is the ruler for Scorpio and Mars. And Scorpio, we have the number 8, and that's also the number that we had on the Alchemy card. So that's also in alignment. So I'm feeling like the Scorpios, and it's actually Scorpio season right now. And I personally am a Scorpio sun, so I just had my birthday, so this is also very exciting for me. I feel like really invigorated and seen right now. So if you're a fellow Scorpio, I would love to know. Mars is number 17, so that could be significant for you. Also, Mars, or 17 being in numerology an 8 because of the 1 plus 7. So now we also have like triple 8s. Not trying to do too complicated of math, but that is definitely right there in front of us in the cards, so can't deny that. And let's pull one more card. Wow, we have the moon. That is crazy because we basically gotten the moon twice in this reading from 2 separate decks. So definitely let's really focus on like the power of the moon. Also, there is a new moon in Scorpio coming up if you're watching this in real time. Let me get the exact date of that so I can tell you. It is Thursday, November 20th. There's a new moon in Scorpio. It's going to be like the 9th. It's going to be like the night of Wednesday, the 19th, around 11 p.m. So that's exciting. I feel like this reading was super aligned. All the cards really spoke to each other. So thank you so much for listening. I can't wait to be on again. And again, let me know if anything resonates with you. If you have anything you want me to specifically channel into, I am all ears. I am open to it. Just drop it in the comments. And I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Bye.